Welcome to Lego Battlebots Season 3. It's time for the brand new season, and we are starting off with, of course, Episode 1. We have an excellent fight to kick things off. Titan versus the other glitch. Now, both of these bots fell in the round of 16 last season, and eventually the bots they lost to, Whiplash and Mannerheim, would go on to face off in the semifinals. And now they take each other on to get their first win of the season. The other glitch, which being no longer a rookie and having a much improved 3D printed drum. But that 3D printed drum is not as high quality as some of the other weapons like Jackpot, Riptide, Huge. Not as high quality as that, so it's not really as good. While Titan, it is unchanged. This is going to come down to ground clearance, as both of these weapons are very capable of just ripping each other apart. But we'll see what happens. Who claims their first win of the season down in the arena? Let the bot battle begin. Titan gets underneath the other glitch to start. That's kind of surprising. But now the other glitch gets a little counter shot. Neither bot getting the big advantage in the first couple of hits. But now the other glitch really gets underneath Titan, slams it into the wall, and now flips Titan over the other glitch, proving to be the more consistently lower. But Titan is still proving that it can get underneath the other glitch. But already there's a crack in the frame of Titan. That is not good, as the other glitch tries to get Titan into the screws. Now Titan is stuck in a very bad position. The other glitch tried to maneuver them into great position, try to throw them in the pit, but that does not work. Titan back up and back into this fight, but the other glitch immediately flips them back over, launching them into the screws, but Titan able to escape quickly, self-right immediately, and land another counter shot, but they have really done nothing to really damage the other glitch, and the other glitch lands a brutal counter to that. Titan now in the corner trying to self-right. The other glitch lands another shot. And Titan does escape, but just suddenly splits in half. This fight is over, and the other glitch will take the first win of the season and advance to 1-0. The very first hit, Titan actually got the advantage, but the other glitch dominated after that, getting underneath, using their drum quite effectively. Titan got flipped over a lot, several times, got thrown into the screw several times. The other glitch kind of just dominated here, eventually wore down Titan's frame so much that they should have his opponent just split in half. Titan will fall to 0-1, while the other glitch will rise to 1-0. Alright, next up we have Black Dragon taking on Gruff. Both these bots have very similar total records. Black Dragon at 4-4, Gruff at 5-4 with their place in the tournament season 1. Invincible. Both bots finished 2-2 last season. Both bots can really good at self-running, or at least being invertible in the case of Black Dragon. But both bots have proven to struggle a lot in the ground game. Gruff just could not get underneath the Extinguisher or Standalone just in some previous matches. While Black Dragon hasn't had the best time with some certain bots. Well, it's very interesting to see these two different designs collide down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Gruff getting underneath Black Dragon, only lands a little lift. Now trying to throw Black Dragon into the screws, and he does so. Black Dragon getting sucked down into there, but the screws reverse, and Black Dragon is able to get out, but not escape from Gruff. Gruff lands a great lift there. Couldn't quite get the suplex. And there we go, there's a suplex, but still holding on. Whoa! Black Dragon went flying there. As Gruff lands one of the biggest suplexes we've seen, and immediately lands another one. Gruff in complete control here, as one of Black Dragon's forks came off a while ago. But it's really Gruff who's getting underneath, slowing that lifter in between the forks. Getting right underneath that drum spinner, lifting Black Dragon wherever he wants to. And so far, it's complete control from Gruff as they clamp down on Black Dragon, and now together into the screws again. And there's another great lift, and Black Dragon is in the pits.
Knockout.
What a dominant performance by Gruff. Black Dragon just could not do anything to counter what Gruff did. Lift after lift, several suplexes. Gruff just completely dominated that fight. Black Dragon never got underneath once, and especially with the loss of the fork, they really didn't have much of a chance here as a very tough opponent. Gruff will take the victory and move to 1-0, while Black Dragon will fall to 0-1, already in danger of being eliminated from the tournament. They really need to perform in the next match after the down they suffered at the hands of Gruff. For our third match, we have the first rookie of this season. It's Minotaur taking on Kraken. Minotaur, as we saw, has a fairly decently powerful drum spinner who's on in their Challenger's victory over Sunflower, which they had to win in order to make the season at all. But really their main weakness is their complete lack of a ground game. Minotaur does not play the ground game whatsoever. And that's something Kraken could be very able to exploit. It's a very low control-focused machine with a seemingly good ability to grab around Minotaur based on the shape of each of the bots. But Kraken's reliability could pose a problem here, as it has proven to be not incredibly reliable in the past. But we'll see if Kraken breaks or if Minotaur gets stuck down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Minotaur spins up and immediately gets trapped in the jaws of Kraken. Kraken already throwing Minotaur onto the screws and onto their side, but quickly rights them. They don't want to fight this to end this early. They just throw Minotaur back in the screws now. Minotaur really, she's struggling, but they are very much invertible. They do land another shot, but Kraken completely in control here. Minotaur has been in the screws more often than not in this fight. This Kraken just continues to grab and push Minotaur around. Now Minotaur is stuck on his side again. Kraken backing away, and the countdown has started. This fight is over. What a dominant performance by Kraken, taking down the rookie Minotaur. Kraken could have won this fight in like the very first exchange if they just decide to leave Minotaur on their side, or if they decide to keep the fight going, and the result was the same either way. And Kraken completely dominated Minotaur. The high ground clearance of Minotaur is really not helping them at all. Kraken was just able to grab them and drive them anywhere they want, which was usually into the screws. And eventually Kraken got Minotaur stuck on their side yet again and took the knockout victory at what was definitely under a minute. Going into our fourth fight, we have an epic match between basically the same design, Bite Force and Stormbound. Alright, Bite Force, the Season 1 champ, went 8-1 in Season 1, could have very well gone 9-0 if they had not gotten thrown to the pit by Bronco in the last second. But in Season 2, they did not do well. Barely going 2-2, barely making it into the tournament, and then getting absolutely stomped by Whiplash. Now, their chassis has been wide, and they have gotten some new hinged 3D printed forks. It doesn't even work, though. You don't know. Bite Force has a very powerful weapon. It can know to deliver it very effectively, but the ground game is really questionable. As for Stormbound, it hasn't been as powerful as Bite Force, and also can't self-right, but at least as a cheese slope wedge. Cheese slope wedges have proven to be very capable, very consistent. I don't know if Bite Force's new forks have what it takes, but I guess we'll find out down the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Stormbound getting underneath those hinged forks. Don't seem to really be working well as they get underneath again. Stormbound hasn't really landed any major shots as Bite Force is being cautious with its hits, but Stormbound really gets underneath, slams Bite Force into the wall there. Bite Force trying to take it slow, but Stormbound doesn't really care. Rips off 2 of the forks. All that remains is the forks on the left side. Bite Force trying to use them to get underneath, but they're just not working. And there they go. The forks are gone. Oh, that's going to be a huge hit. Bite Force gets flipped over and is now thrown into the pits. Bite Force didn't get underneath Stormbound once. Complete domination from last season's number 18 seed. The Season 1 champ tried to play it carefully, but Stormbound just did not care. Ripped off all of the forks, and with this massive shot, flipped Bite Force over, sealing the Season 1 champion's fate, and just to add insult to injury, threw them into the pits. For our 5th fight, we have a very interesting battle between Witch Doctor and RedBlow. Now, Witch Doctor did get a complete overhaul in the off-season. Now, it's a bit more accurate in terms of colors. The Self-Rider is a lot more robust, is the main thing. And it also has a lot more effective wedges. However, it's still an untested design, and the reliability is very uncertain. And as for RedBlow, we know how reliable it is. It just doesn't break. We saw it go like 3 minutes against Bombshell, still managed to win because it just outlasted Bombshell. It's got like no weapon power, but can survive basically anything. So, an untested design versus a very robust design. We'll see who wins between the 2 of them down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Witch Doctor getting underneath RedBlow with the improved forks and flipping them over using the screws. Now just completely destroying the wedge. Witch Doctor's gotten the easy part, but now how will they fare against RedBlow's chassis? They push RedBlow into the screws again. RedBlow interferes on Witch Doctor, push them onto the wall of the pit, and now they are down. Witch Doctor getting really lucky there, but also you can see the benefits of their new design. They got underneath RedBlow, they were able to flip them over, they ripped the wedge apart, showing this they still have power in their weapon, but really they got pretty lucky with their engagement trying here, getting RedBlow into the screws, and now bounce them in just the right way, get them stuck there. Witch Doctor got to them before RedBlow could self-right, and when RedBlow flung attacks again, they went down. Our 6th fight is between rookie Venomstrike and veteran flipper Bronco. Well, Venomstrike made it to Season 3 with a Challenger's win over Captain Shredder. They proved they had good ground game, but the durability of their forks, very suspect. While Bronco struggles a lot in the ground game, if they can find a way to bring up forks so they may even get underneath once, they could find a way to easily win this fight, but just as easily, Venomstrike could just avoid the flips altogether. Very interesting battle between 2 non-spinners. Let's see who wins down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Venomstrike easily slipping underneath Bronco, but not really able to do anything with the machine except push it around. Trying to use that tail to grab part of Bronco, but it just really isn't working. It's a very unique weapon that is on Venomstrike. We'll see if they manage to get it into effect later in the match. But so far, no dice. But no dice for Bronco getting underneath Venomstrike. So here's Venomstrike getting around to the side now, trying to bring that tail into effect, trying to really get a hold. That's an okay grab. Of course, they probably want it better. It's not the best grab I've ever seen. But they are in complete control of this fight to start in the first minute. Now Bronco pinned against the wall again. Venomstrike taking complete control. Bronco needs to find a way to get underneath. And there's Venomstrike trying to use that tail again, trying to get a good grab. And there's a little push by the final piece to grab Bronco even further. That's a great grab in there. Venomstrike continuing to dominate this match as Bronco struggling to find an answer to those long, low forks of Venomstrike, which have not broken off yet. Venomstrike's eyes seem to get in the way as we go past the halfway mark of this fight. Venomstrike getting underneath over and over again. Doesn't really matter. Bronco has yet to find an answer, and they're going to need to do so quickly. Venomstrike able to grab Bronco again, and now putting them into the screws for the first time in this fight. Or at least trying to. Now they get Bronco up there, and using the tail to just jam him in the screws. Bronco escapes the screws, but not escaping Venomstrike. There's another ram from the AI-designed machine. Bronco just struggling here. Well under a minute left into this fight. And Venomstrike has been completely dominant all throughout. Bronco needs to respond now. They're not going to win this judge's decision. And so they need to find a way to flip Venomstrike over or throw it into the pit or out of the arena. Another big slam from Venomstrike. Bronco can take the hits, but it's not without doing anything in response. This is just a losing fight for Bronco, as now they get flipped over, but they do use their flipper to self-right. That's the only thing they've used it for. And this match, now Venomstrike gets underneath Bronco again, and scoops them up for what seems to be a final time. Bronco in the screws a little bit. Try and grab them again, pushing them into the corner, and it appears that this fight will go to a judge's decision. But pretty sure we all know who's winning that one. That was just complete domination from Venomstrike. The rookie had complete control of the fight. Bronco really couldn't do anything. Venomstrike's forks were just too low, and Bronco was never able to try and swipe them off or anything of the sort. But as Venomstrike just was able to grab Bronco, drive it all around the arena, and Bronco just couldn't respond, couldn't get underneath, as he probably just said. It's a very convincing performance by Venomstrike. They had a kind of a lucky win in the challenger round against Captain Shredder. But here, they just demonstrated their complete prowess and control, and that weapon proved to be a lot more effective than expected, getting several great grabs on the large flipper. Well, this is just going to be a formality, but we will have the score to officially determine the winner of this complete beatdown. Your winner by 13-2, judge's decision is Venomstrike. Our penultimate match is a battle between two big spinners, Arctic Wind and Reticle. Now, Reticle, the big 4-bar spinner, managed to improve its record. It went 1-3 in Season 1, went now 2-2 in Season 2, but it still hasn't had a great overall performance. And then again, neither has Arctic Wind, who's only had one win in its entire career. It didn't even get a 4th fight in Season 1. So, two very low-tier bots on the list with not great reliability and durability. But they both have two big weapons, so it'll be fun to see what happens down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Both bots spin up their weapons, and one clearly makes a bigger impact. Arctic Wind has lost its wedge and a decent chunk of its frame. It's still alive, but Reticle is having its way with it right now. There's another little tap, throw it against the wall, and there's the finishing blow. Arctic Wind reduced to scrap as Reticle takes an easy win in just about 30 seconds. Well, that was just domination from Reticle. A bit of a lucky shot to rip off a wedge that early, but I'm pretty sure that result would have came either way. Arctic Wind not exactly known for its durability in seasons past. Reticle putting that on display yet again, proving it does have the capability to do a lot of damage, and they move to 1-0. it is now time for our main event between Nemesis and Tantrum. Now, if those of you who are very observant will recognize that this was supposed to be the first main event of the first attempt at Season 2. However, that run got cancelled, and that the results of that fight were what's the thing? Well, declared null and void. Let's just go with that. But Nemesis did win that match, so is that foreshadowing of what will happen here? Both bots have incredible records. Both bots are very durable with very powerful weapons. So this is, I feel like this is once again going to be an incredible clash. We'll see if it is, or it's just a rather boring 2-second main event down in the arena. Let the main event begin. Oh, there's a good shot. Oh, now Nemesis gets flipped over. Tantrum taking full advantage of that, pushing Nemesis into the screws. Can't quite get them up there, but still taking control early. But Nemesis is a resilient bot, and you bet once it gets down, it will be back to land more shots. But Tantrum taking this opportunity to do as much as it can. Nemesis is able to self-right and able to escape, and lands a solid counter shot to the side of Tantrum's wedge, and now rips off a piece of that weapon. Nemesis now in the corner as Tantrum manages to get underneath, now getting that weapon underneath, and there's going to be a huge rip, and he's out of the arena. Tantrum with a strong performance as Nemesis lands some brutal shots to the side of the wedge and was able to rip off his weapon, but Tantrum dominated the first and last parts of that fight. He flipped Nemesis over from the get-go, withstood the counter shots from Nemesis, and an incredibly weird out of the arena shot. I think they got the self-raider out, and then the self-raider got pushed up against the wall in such a way that it pushed Nemesis out of the arena. But however it happened, Tantrum is at a very strong 1-0.